The thing that I like most about being a dad is that I see that I'm about to impact the world. Yep, yep. What's up? It's your boy Humble Dad back with another edition of Humble Dad Podcast. Got a great show for you this evening. Why? Because I said so. We're going to be talking about masculine versus simp culture. We've used these words throughout this internet and this YouTube space. And now it's time for us to kind of dialogue as individuals and as a collective about what that is and how has that impacted our culture as it relates to marriage, relationships, and all those things in between. But before we get started, we're going to start with our question of the day, which is, would you rather trade intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence? And we're going to start with none other than Mr. Prototype.
It was a none other than.
It's none other than that. I mean, that's what you going with, bro?
Would I rather trade intelligence for looks? Man, I'm going with looks. Yeah.
Okay. Explain that to me.
I mean, for me, I need something to look good around the house. Like, I need the eye candy. I need the one that wants you. You know what I'm saying? If you just walking around like smart, man, then I mean, you could be smart and be on the team or whatever, but we bringing in a a pitch hitter every time to time. Like that's how that's gonna work, man. I'm too Christian for that. So
all right. All right, we're gonna welcome to the stage Mr. Lost in Translation. What's going on, sir?
How you doing? Good.
I'm doing well, sir. And yourself?
I'm well. Thank you for asking.
Hey, what you got?
Trade?
You want me to read it again?
Yeah. Would I trade looks for intelligence?
Would you rather trade intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence?
The 20-year-old version of me would have took the looks, but the 51-year-old version of me has to have intelligence, man, because it's hard having a conversation with something that just looks good. And eventually you'll get used to, the looks, and it'll wear off on you, man. So I would rather have intelligence. I'll trade that for looks any day.
All right, that's a bet. Okay. Mr. Robert in the building. Give me a second podcast. What you got, bro?
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm going with intelligence all day. They out here buying weave. They out here buying nails. I can take you to the gym. I can make you look how I need you to look. With a little bit of intelligence.
No, I'm not accepting that.
You can't interrupt his answer.
No, I'm not accepting that.
You can't interrupt his answer, though. You gotta wait. You went.
All I need is
chill. No, you can't change her. You can't change her. She's ugly. You can't change her. No.
So you trying to tell me ugly people don't go to the gym? I'm just saying.
But they stay ugly.
Ugly people don't go to the gym?
They stay ugly. I seen ugly people at the gym.
Let me ask you this. You ever seen an ugly chick in the gym with a fat booty?
Yes.
All right, then. We can work with that.
No, she's a 2.
We can.
He said looks or intelligence. We're talking about a straight bona fide 2. That's nope.
So you ain't never seen a 2 with hips. I'm just asking you.
No.
You're a liar.
No, because I mean,
you're a flat out liar.
I work on a 3-3-3 scale, so if she got a banging body, she already got 6 points. No.
Prototype, how you give it's his
no. Y'all not going. No. I answered it flat out.
You can go buy that. You can go buy that. I can make you look how I want you to look. No, intelligence all day. I tell my old lady all the time, part of what makes you valuable to me is that you're an extension of my brain. And regardless of what you look like, I need you to be able to operate and flow within the business, even if I'm not in the room. I need you to be able to speak on my behalf. And if you can't do that, I'm gonna end up leaving you anyways, no matter how good you look. So I need an extension of my brain, extension of my heart.
That's what's up. Appreciate you being here. Yep. Uncle Rick in the building.
What's good, fellas? How y'all doing? Happy Monday to y'all, man. Peace.
Same to you. What you got?
You savages. You cavemen. I'm so ashamed. No, he said, what would you pick? Me, I'll pick intelligence over good looks every day, because if I'm intelligent, the hustle is easy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all went straight to what y'all ladies supposed to be, you goddamn misogynist. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, if it was me, I would pick into. I mean, if I was a subject, like what me and Prototype was talking about, my eyes were still closed in this world that we're in today. You know, I think attractiveness would be the thing I would steal. But if you know what you know, how you know it, right? You understand intelligence and mind state rules the world. So
that's what's up. Appreciate you being here, sir.
Let me go back a little bit. Right?
Can you wait till everybody's on the stage?
We got more. Because I got a little bit of pushback.
I understand that,
Prototype.
I understand that. Listen. I'm gonna let you get out what you need to get out. We're gonna welcome to the stage. You know what I'm saying? Get a woman's perspective on it. You know.
Hello.
How's it going?
I don't think I'm part of this party tonight. I don't like this. He jumping off people off the gate. Look, I got my glasses on. Now I hate to break them and cut you, but if we got to do what we got to do. But I'm gonna have to talk to somebody with some type of intelligence, cause like I can't deal with I just can't deal with you. I can deal with you being, you know, you got a big nose or you don't like your nose, something like that. I can deal with some features that can be out, baby. Track record ain't that clean with the fineness, but hey, give me a second set. We can go to the gym, we can get your body in the line, but I need to be able to talk to you, baby, please. Have you ever talked to an idiot before? Have you ever tried to put some coolant in your car and he's sitting in that time, but you don't know what you're doing? But I know what I'm doing. I need somebody I'll be able to talk to, like, hey, I need you to go pick up this antifreeze for this type of car because this is an older model. I don't need that new stuff. I don't need to play chemist. I don't get the one that I got to mix the water with. Some people can't go that far. So yes, I need somebody I can talk to, not just car, but I can be able to talk business with. Like if I have a business plan, I'm like, hey, I need to do X, Y, Z. I don't need you to talk about, well, that sound good. Yeah. No, baby. I need something to talk to. Not my height. I didn't say height-wise. I said I need somebody to talk to. Is that better, Prototype? Gosh, goodness. He beating
go
people
ahead,
up.
Prototype. He did. He went in already. Hey, go ahead, Prototype. What you got?
I only went in because I answered it flat out. And people want to come and talk about I could change this, change that. We not changing nothing. And even if it was on the opposite end, where like Unc said, he was like, it's about me. Would I rather be intelligent or would I rather have looks? And even that's a toss up because women still pay for pretty dudes. Like, didn't they bail homeboy out of jail because he was a good looking? Like, dude was a straight jailbird and they bailed him out. Now he got him sitting up and he's living a soft life.
He talking about that model. I know he talking about that light skinned dude with the pretty eyes.
Look, he's the model. See what I'm saying?
Hey, I ain't put my coin
up,
baby.
Pretty idiots are living the best life ever. If you're intelligent, you got to put in work. It's hard. It's grueling. You know what I'm saying? You got to wait for stuff. Like, you know what I mean? You got to put in real work to actually get there. Pretty privileged, both male and female, they end up in little soft lives. Like, and it just is what it is.
Ugly chicks loyal, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. Ugly chicks loyal. It ain't got no face, bro. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I done been with an ugly chick before. Y'all act like y'all ain't never.
Y'all better get him. Y'all better get him.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't ready to get you.
I done been one. And it's been.
So you saying ugly chicks are loyal? So you saying ugly chicks are loyal?
They're loyal, and they ain't got no face. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It ain't got no face. You know what I'm saying? So like, quit playing. Prototype trying to act like he ain't never been with no ugly chick before. Like, stop it. You know what I'm saying? So lost in translation. You talked about the pyramid scheme, how men work their way from the bottom up and women work their way down. And so for you to act like you just jumped in the game and started hitting 6s and 7s out the gate, you a lie.
You missed the previous conversation.
I might have.
Yeah,
but the point is, using the pyramid scheme, I'm just saying I'm honest enough to say I worked my way I'm in a great situation now, but I had to work my way from the bottom up.
I was always on the top of the pyramid. I was always somewhere in the middle. That's what I'm saying. You missed it. You missed the conversation. HD, did I not say that?
Yeah.
I was always the guy. And then at some point,
that's what.
When I stopped playing ball and wasn't the guy, I didn't even know I wasn't the guy without football. And that's when I realized, like, oh, I'm at the bottom. But I never had to really like work my way back up. I just had to settle into like, I guess I'm getting normal now.
Ash, it ain't got no face. I'm good.
I don't know what he
I
talking
see you,
about.
Rick.
It's normal and all this stuff, baby. Please, whatever.
Y'all see this light skinned green eyed nigga, man? Stop,
I'm,
bro.
I'm
Yes.
just saying,
Come
he
on,
got some
man.
privileges
This
over there.
nigga
That's why
super
he can
light
talk to
skinned, bro.
regular.
Probably
Yeah.
had waves when he was young and shit. Stop,
Yeah.
nigga. We already y'all better stop listening to this nigga, man.
Yeah.
Nigga
He
ain't
over there
worked
looking
a
at
hard
people
day in
eyes
his
and
life.
stuff.
Fuck out of here.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't
Yeah,
that crazy? This is gonna be interesting. We gonna start it like this. Describe simp behavior. Mm-hmm. Describe simp behavior. Since you want to pop off prototype, we got you.
Oh man. Simp
Oh, now you
behavior.
quiet.
No. Simp behavior is doing stuff without getting anything in return for it. Basically,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? That's basically all it is. It's, you could be simp for not just women, but you know what I'm saying, but trying to be in the in crowd, right? Like simp behavior is the dude that goes, they tell the dude to go to the store, hey, go to the store and get blah 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 blah, and he got the store order, like you know what I'm saying. So it's just doing something that you don't get any, you know what I mean, any respect for or whatever. So at your own, demise. What's up, Lost? What you got?
You know, to me, simp behavior is someone who doesn't know how to read the room. Someone who's green. You know what I mean? Eventually, most guys want to start out, hey, I'm going to be a gentleman, that type of thing. And eventually, enough people will use you. Then after a while, you kind of get hip to the game. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm done with that. So basically, simp behavior is somebody who doesn't know how to read the room or somebody who's unaware. Let's go with Uncle Rick, man.
Whew. Simp behavior is everywhere. It's running rapid and they multiplying. Simping to me is twofold, right? If I could. One, when you talking as far as a relationship, right? It's a man who will compromise himself just for the happiness of his woman, no matter what. She could be wrong all the time. It doesn't matter. He's still, hey, honey, whatever. Right? Even in the face of that, it's a detriment, not just to your relationship, but your girl herself. Right? Now, when it comes to just society as a whole, it's a man that don't stand on shit. You don't stand on nothing. You flow like the water just for the case, just so whoever can like you at that moment. You know what I'm saying? And it's super prevalent when it comes to cooch, cause well, y'all know. Ugly out in the street. I'm going to Robert.
What's
Roberto.
up? Yeah. So simp behavior is like, for me, like dudes that buy friendship, dudes that buy relationship, dudes that don't really know how to get it on their own. Niggas that steal ideas. I think men are born with a sense of accountability and responsibility out the gate. And then they make a decision at some point in their life to say, I'm not going to operate like that. I'm going to smooth, like, go away from the masculinity I was born with and straight up act like a female. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean female in the form of like being emotional. And I don't even mean that as a form of disrespect, because I think that a female acting like a female is exactly what, God designed it to be. I think it's supposed to be that way. So when you say a guy's acting like a female, it ain't a knock on a female because she being who she's supposed to be. But it's that dude that don't really have no backbone, Like my man said, it's like you don't stand on nothing, you'll compromise, you'll fold, you don't know how to defend yourself, you can't stand up for yourself in the room, simp behavior. I don't mean to go back to it, but it's on some Will Smith type stuff. You slapping niggas that ain't gonna slap you back, because he wouldn't have ran up on me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, I'm at the same. I'm a stand on mine, and if it goes there, it goes there. But when you really about yours, you can say what you got to say, hold your own, and walk away, and it's all good. But when you take it to unnecessary places and spaces, that's simp behavior. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I see it. Ash, what you
I just y'all done said everything, and it's a yes man for me. He just says yes to everything. He ain't really giving no pushback, no static. Yes, 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 because he don't want that confrontation, because you don't want to deal with it. And I agree, it is these guys out here that do tap into their femaleism, as they like to call it. Well, they say feminism, so we gonna call it femalism when they get to acting all rowdy, demonstrating. Robert didn't want to take it there when they let their emotions run the situation instead of actually taking time to process it. So I'm gonna pass it to you, humble dad, because I don't have nothing
No,
else.
no, that's good. I think I would say that to add, a simp is an individual that is pretty much all over the place. He has no goals. He has no boundaries. Um, he just out here. He has no direction. So and as a result, uh, he's wasting time. I put it like that. It's a dude that's wasting time and has no sense of direction. And so as a result of that, that brings me to my next question. How is a simp created? How is a simp created? Since we
I got
know you got it, go ahead.
environment, who he around. I would say is pretty much who he's picking up from, who he has in his life, or who his mother has around him in his life, and what he sees and what he feels that's comfortable for him to do. Because a lot of people don't have the prototypes with the light skinned eyes taking over and taking all the girls. They ain't got to show no work. Some people pick up on how people operate, and they may take that as a form as, oh, I don't want to do that, or they may take it as a form, oh, hey, that may work for me. And when they get of age, they try it out, and that's, to me, is where it begins. Okay, Uncle Rick, since you shaking your head, go ahead on with your mouth.
Lord, the woman, just say what you mean. Single mothers
I'm not gonna
make
just say
simps.
single mothers. I'm not gonna just put it all
Single
on us.
single mothers make simps. Or you can say mothers. I'll take that too, right? Because what happens is they learn how to socialize and analyze and work out emotional behaviors from their mother. Let's not bullshit now, right? Every man who's raised under a single mother, and y'all know I said this before, you gotta break your programming. It ain't your fault, but you still responsible for it at the end of the day because you your own man. But single mothers produce the worst product when it comes to young men. And it's not just black women. This is white women and Mexican women and Chinese women and Italian women. What you got, Prototype?
Man, I'm right there with you, man. Single mothers are the simp machines. You know what I'm saying? Like the simp factories. But it's definitely, it has a lot to do with environment, man, and just not getting the confirmation and being a man. And I think most men, somebody said pleaser. Maybe I seen that in the chat. But I think most men are pleasers though. We want to please the woman we like. You know what I'm saying? So if a man ain't trying to really please you, then he don't like you. Women mistake that for I don't know why women mistake that for a dude. I don't understand it. But yeah, I don't necessarily say it's, people pleasers, yes. That's definitely something, but that's an issue of uh what is it, rejection that they probably grew up with and they don't want to feel rejected or something like that. So I mean, that's a component of it. But yeah, I agree with the single mother factory makes them simps. Like it turns them out. Let's go with Robert.
Yeah, I get the single mother factory, but I think simps are not just created. I think it's chosen. I think dudes just at the end of the day, there are some dudes in the world that just choose the shortest path first, the easiest path to resistance. And like I remember Prototype was talking on the pod before, he was talking about like there's like you growing up without a dad, like this is 2024, you got a phone in your hand, you see men. There's men walking up and down the street. You live in an apartment complex where you see dudes walking like dudes, talking like dudes, doing dude stuff, changing brakes, all that kind of stuff, playing ball. You know what I'm saying? And so when you choose to act like a little punk, like you chose that. It ain't got nothing to do with lack of example. You out here watching BET, you know what I'm saying? You out here, you watching hip hop videos, like it's out there, you know what I'm saying? And not just that, you see dudes, you know what I'm saying, that wear suits. You see dudes that's making decisions. You see LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell, ain't no dude that don't, you know, under the age of 15 that ain't never seen LeBron James. So if you grow up and be a punk, if you grow up and like don't pursue intelligence, like we're in the day and age of entrepreneurship. Like people will start a business before they get a 9-to-5. Won't never work at Burger King, won't never work at McDonald's. And they'll come up with something to sell out of their backyard. So what I'm saying is that men, you know, we're born again with responsibility and accountability. We're born with willpower. And I think at some point as men, when you start to become a simp, you know, you have just made the conscious choice to say, I'm gonna take the easiest path of resistance, or I'm just gonna be weak-minded, or, you know, I'm gonna go all the way to the deep end and just say, I don't even want to be a dude. I want to be a female. Like, I'm just being real, you know. I think you choose to be a simp. You know, you're not created. You might have saw examples, and then like I don't even want. I mean, I get the whole single mother thing, you know, but I'm the proponent of men teach men how to be men, and women teach women how to be women. So when women are single mothers and they're parenting their sons and stuff like that, you know, I think they could do. I think you need to realize you're a single mother. But I'm not going to discredit the fact that you're doing the best you can, and you are a woman, you are a female. So, and there's just enough opportunities for dudes to see what dudes do. So you chose that life. Lost in translation.
You know what? I want to look at this objectively. Sometimes the absence of a father creates a simp. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. Say, for instance, a mother teaches her son to be a gentleman or whatever. That's her imprinting on him what she would like him to be. You see what I'm saying? But also, if there was a father there, he would give it a little nuance. He said, yeah, you're supposed to take care of your wife. That's your wife. You see what I'm saying? Yes, you're supposed to take care of your family. That's your family. He gives him the component of responsibility with taking care of his woman, not every woman. You see what I'm saying? And with that, he's teaching his son what to expect in return from his wife. Now, in the absence of the father, what happens is a part of that message is missing. And what happens is you'll get just the female version, the mother version, without the responsibility component. And what happens is you create mama's little man who wants to please, you know, his mama. So he does exactly what his mama would do. And then he actually takes that into the field, and women take advantage of him because he's missing the fatherly component of responsibility. So he goes around looking for his mother in all these particular women, but in essence, he's not getting a level playing field because all women are not trained or built like your mother. You see what I'm saying? And therefore, that particular gentleman falls trapped to the prey of being a simp until either he's red-pilled or another guy comes around and says, hey, look, this ain't how you do it. And most of the time you learn from your friends on how to move until you're actually taken under the wing of a real man. So basically, I would say the absence of the father creates simps. And I'm going to go with Dwayne, man. I know you've been watching, sir. Welcome to the show. And as usual, the mute monster got you.
Is your mic just not working, bro? Can you hear us, Dwayne? We can't hear you though, bro.
Say it ain't so.
Okay,
we got
Say
you
it
now.
ain't so. That mute monster, I like that. That's new. Already. So simp. How is a simp created? A simp is created in the nature of a man. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry. Easy, right? We all want it easy. So we want to find the cheat code and how to get what we want. And I think that we get that from a young age, right? We cry for what we want. But as for simping, we figure out how we can flex it. So we figure out how we can finesse and then we do it. So for those dudes that think that they can just take a woman out and show her a good time and get what he wants, hey, kudos to him. But he's going to put in a little bit more work. But I think it's easy. So how is simps created? I think it's just natural. We want the easy route.
Okay. Anybody want to add? Take away. Ask a question. So we have different degrees of simpism right now. Did Ashley? Oh yeah, Ash, there you go. Did you say how they was created, Ash?
Yeah, the environment, but
Oh yeah, you
Uncle
started
Rick
it off
said,
with the environment. Yeah.
Uncle Rick said I didn't say single mothers, but I'm not really gonna put it all on the single mothers. I'm gonna put it on all the mothers because you got some that do take they sons and make them their little husband because the husband don't act right. So that's why I said I left it up to environment and not just single moms, because some moms do put the weight and responsibility on their son because their son is supposed to save them and not their husband, which is kind of backwards to me. But hey, Uncle Rick's want to say single mothers, but not today. It's mothers.
Yeah, he came back and said that. He said, if you just gonna say mothers, then cool.
I sure did.
But you jumped on me. But you jumped on me, and I ain't like it. I mean, you pounced on me like a cheetah for a piece of meat. I'm just saying.
That's what cheetahs do.
Oh, okay. All right.
Dang
cheetah,
it.
all right. Okay, cheetah. All right.
Oh my gosh.
More of a lion, but okay. All right, cheetah. I'll take that. You moving fast.
Listen, Dwayne, did you
I'll take that too, Ash. I appreciate you.
I don't know if you heard it, but ugly women are the most loyal. That's what Robert
said, and I believe that. I'm telling you, they loyal, boy. Don't let them fool.
So that's where we are on that. And then Prototype then told Robert he was wrong about his indication of. Let me ask you the question. Let me go back. Would you rather trade intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence, Dwayne? You're shaking your head when you got to give it out. It's an or question.
Meat Monster got your brother.
I need the intelligence. Damn it, boy. I need the intelligence.
Listen,
boy.
this is what I need you to do, bro. I need you to write yourself a sticky note, okay? And when you get ready to talk, you need to. It says press mute button. Can you do that for your boy?
Should I put it right next to the flashing red light or over the flashing red light?
What you got? Would you rather trade intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence?
I'd much rather have the intelligence over the looks.
Why?
Why? Well, because it has to be more. Shallowness is with the looks, and I think even the looks that's the easy thing, right? You're born with it. Intelligence. Not everybody's born with intelligence, but it can be acquired.
Everybody not born with looks either.
I understand, but one of them is much easier to acquire. I would say it'll be the intelligence.
Common sense ain't common. You heard that before?
I'd have, but one is so if you're pretty and you have an intelligence, that's a double positive, right? And if you're ugly and you're stupid, is that a double negative? So let's kind of try and break even somewhere.
I see you. I see your math. I see your math.
That
okay.
GED math, boy.
That's hilarious. Okay, so since we're saying that it's a, so where is the part of? So are y'all saying that men cannot create simps?
I'm not saying that.
I know you said environment, but the conversation leaned towards mothers.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That men could. I mean, if they're a simp and they don't repair themselves and go through I don't care what nobody says. It's an unlearning process. You got to unlearn and relearn how to move as a man, right? Then if they don't, I mean, then they'll impart that to their children as well. That's why I said it could be single mother. It could be mothers in a household with a husband. But let's not move away like single mothers ain't the mass majority or where they come out from. That's all I'm saying. We can play semantics if you want.
Oh no! Everybody know I make sure single mothers cake the rap because baby, as these children they get on my bus. But that's another story, a different time. I'm not saying that. I know single mothers is definitely a problem because I'm part of the problem. But I'm just saying, not all of us, because I ain't got no boys. I'm thankful.
You know, as long as you don't, not all, they're okay with it.
As long you say, as long as you say it's not all, then they're okay with it.
Yeah, as long as you say not all, then they'll willingly put themselves in the. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I'm a part of the not all. He didn't say all.
No, I said part of the problem, baby. I didn't say not.
No,
Not
I'm just saying
all.
as long as you mention like you say, it's never the women on the panel.
That's a lie.
Hey, don't be. Hey, for those that are watching, please go check out the episode yesterday. Had a conversation with an all woman panel. How to hold women accountable. It was a really good show.
I am so mad I missed it. I am so mad.
It was delightful, humble dad. It really was.
I
only get to
appreciate that.
caught bits and pieces because we was on the move. I'm so mad.
No worries. You can always go back and watch it. It's there forever. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know.
So we're gonna transition, not transition. We're gonna kind of stay in line with that the part about simp being created, and then so y'all said that it was mostly single women or single mothers that is doing it. So how do women benefit? Oh, that's the wrong question. How do where was it? Oh, I did. Okay, I see what it was. How do women benefit from simps? Since y'all saying that they are creating them, how do women benefit from simps? We'll start with you, Mr. Robert. How do women benefit from simp?
I mean, it's easy. They just take advantage of them, and they can identify a simp out the crowd. So it's like, when they don't want to be like, and I don't want to go back to the accountability episode because I didn't watch it in its totality. But like, I would even go there. Like when they don't want to be accountable, when they don't really want to do their part, when they just want life, when they want life to be simple. And I don't mean simple in the form of like union, when you're a wife and you marry a husband who's just on his game, and then like he does the necessary things to make life great. I'm just talking about like the life that you don't even earn. And again, that goes back to what I said at the beginning. They target the dudes that don't mind paying for friendship. They just want somebody in the room, and they'll do whatever it takes to put them in the room, and they take advantage of that. And so they benefit in the way of they get to still kind of move and maneuver the way they want to. They don't have to contribute to nothing, and all their needs are met. And in doing that, like they're developing systemic patterns to where while they're always attracting simps, I don't think they'll ever get anything better than a simp, because a real nigga would be like, no, I ain't with that. And I think track record matters. So while you're benefiting from simps, and then you're like, I'm not where I've been, I'm not what I've done, I'm new. Real nigga gonna be like, you live too long in simp territory. And so if you come to me, again, lost in translation, you work your way down, you know what I'm saying? And then I work my way up. I'm in a space where like, my value exceeds you now. And so I think the benefit is short-lived. I think it's temporary. And I think at some point when they want to settle down a real nigga, they don't even really qualify. But everything I said back before about benefit and stuff like that. So Ash, they always picking you last. Let's go, Ash. Come on.
Oh gosh, here we go. How they benefit? What was it? The big cheesecake factory scandal. That's how they benefit. You go out on your little dates and go in places you ain't never been. You know how they take the pictures of the food and the Airbnb all across the world, but you don't never see the dude in the picture, or the dude the one taking the picture, or Lil Ray got all the J's, but we ain't really talking about how she got the J's because she really can't afford them, and the basketball camps and all that. That's how they live their lavish lifestyle, the Louis Vuittons and the Gucci's and all that, because you don't work hard enough to get it. Like he said, like Robert said, you go with the easy guy, the simp, because he gonna buy all this. You really ain't got to do nothing with him. Say, okay, hi, can you come over today and spend a little time? And you already know he gonna trick off his money. So, I mean, you go with the easy option because you really ain't got to do nothing. It's almost like a young sugar daddy, and so to speak.
Is that?
I'm go.
I just want to push on that a little bit. Are those guys simps, or are they just paying for a service? Are they renting a car at the moment for the moment?
I would say it because when I think of simp, they're not getting to the car. It's almost like how you go to the dealership, you give your license, but you really ain't bought no, but you still get the test drive. I wouldn't say it's so much of renting the car aspect, because you got some dudes that just trick off money just to say they got it.
So you
Remember
saying
how?
simps don't
No,
don't
I'm not
score?
saying they don't. I'm not saying simps don't. I'm saying they do.
Is that a
It's a
question we could
do.
ask? Do simps get the goods? or they don't?
It depends. I would say it depends on who he dealing with, because sometimes the goods is withheld until he start backing off with the change, and he's like, "Look, I done gave you X amount of dollars. You gonna have to shake something, do something, do a little trick of magic or something. Make this reindeer go ahead, shimmer and shake." I'm just saying, it just depending on what guy that you're dealing with. That's why I say, to me, it goes back to the environment, because you can see simping in different forms and may think you putting a spin on it, which is really you're not. You're just probably withholding your money a little longer, or you spending your money too fast with either way it go, the money's being gone and you going home. What is it? The getting the BBs. So I mean, it just depends on who you're dealing with. And I'm still gonna go with prototype.
It's on you, prototype. How do women benefit from simps?
I mean, that's why I was asking to kind of get some clarification, right? Because like, if we're calling simps the dudes that just spend the money, on the dates, and they're not in the pictures or whatever. But if they smashing, if they do it once or twice, I mean, it's like renting a car. Hey, I'm gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? On to the next. Can you necessarily call that a simp, or is that just a player way to go about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say simps would be doing that and not smashing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you getting the goods, man, fair change ain't, what is it? A fair exchange ain't no robbery. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would look at it. So I mean, definitely women benefit from simps. I don't know. I would say they don't, because they don't select them for real. You know what I'm saying? I guess unless we're talking about the ones that be dirty macking or be bullying little dudes, like, you know what I'm saying, or walking around thinking they tough because they got a gun or something like that. Like, those are simps to me too. So I mean, women actually don't benefit from simps. I think they're complaining about the simps. They just don't understand what the simps are. You know what I'm saying? Like, those dudes that they sometimes think are tough or think are this way or that way, those be the simps. And then they be like, "Oh, this dude was XYZ." Well, how didn't you see he was a cornball? You know what I'm saying? So no, they don't. They don't benefit from it. Let's go with Dwayne.
Appreciate that. I was thinking about that dynamic. I think for me, a simp is a male playing the whole female role. In the sense of, they just want a piece of ass and they're willing to pay for it. But in the sense of it, whenever a guy just wants to smash, he doesn't really necessarily he doesn't have to pay. But on the inverse, the dude has to typically give out something. And that's where the woman benefits, because they know what they want, meaning the women know what they want. And in order for them to even get it, because even if they're getting it or not, they still qualify as a simp, meaning they have no boundaries for themselves. The boundaries are set and defined by the other party. So for a dude, you're now allowing a woman to dictate how far you're willing to go, and you're willing to go however far it takes in order for you to think that you're getting some. Think. Because again, if you do get some or not, you still can simp. If you get some or not, you still can simp. So how do women benefit? They get the benefit. What is it that you said, prototype? They're in it for what? The entertainment and the food? Okay.
Yeah, food and entertainment.
I'm telling you,
Hey,
hey, you
bro.
entertain me and you feed me, you in there.
That's a benefit, ain't it? Right? That's a day-to-day benefit. You looking for fun on a day-to-day basis, and you're looking to get fed on a day-to-day basis. And if there's a guy out there looking to swing his bat, and he's willing to pay to go to the batting cages, oh yeah, yeah.
You ever been to Vegas?
Let's go with loss.
I'm glad y'all came to me, man. Last. Here's the thing, man. The simp woman pairing is. Oh, Rick got to go next. I got you, Rick. The woman and man, the simp woman combination is a bad business deal up front. I'm going to tell you why. Because the simp is expecting a relationship, but the woman is not telling him this is going to end in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I respect ladies of the evening, because they'll give you their prices. They'll tell you it's 20 in the front and 40 in the back. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is they don't never give their prices up front. So what happens is the women benefit from cash and prizes and attention, and the simp just get the pleasure of having her around, but he never really tells her what it takes to be with him. And the problem is she really don't care. You see what I'm saying? He can tell her, look, in order for you to be my wife, you got to do XYZ, XYZ. She don't care because she's going to get what she's going to get, what she wants out of it anyway. She's going to get validation. She's going to get all kind of cash and prizes, time, attention, validation, all of that stuff, dopamine built up, having a good time. And she don't have to do none of that. So the thing about it, what she benefits from, she gets everything she wants except for sex. But see, that's where we make the turn. The simp is actually a part of a Frankenstein monster that most women create inside their head. They have the simp for emotional support. You know what I mean? He'll be the shoulder to cry on. And then, you know, she'll have Dexter, St. Jock, for everything else. You know what I'm saying? Because Dexter don't care nothing about her. Dexter gonna give her, you know, what she came here for. You know what I'm saying? And sit on her way. But as you can see, the simp fulfills a part of her that she wished she had from Dexter. So yes, she benefits because she gets to complete her Frankenstein monster. Now we're gonna head on over to Uncle Ricky.
So eloquent you are, good sir. Scholar among men.
Thank you, sir.
Totality. I'm on totality. 2024, that's my year for totality, right? In the totality of things, they don't benefit at all. It actually hurts them in the long run of things. The simps, because they mentality, right, works on a feminine frequency. They're just like women. They're emotionally driven by everything. That's relationships, money, work, effort. You know, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it, right? And they cater to the woman's feelings and emotions exponentially, right? Whereas if you had a good man, right, at least your emotions gonna get tempered, right? Because he ain't gonna let you run that on him, right? After a while, you know, you're gonna learn, hey, when Papa say something, and that's the end of it, right? You're gonna learn that Papa doesn't have an emotional response when you're emotional, right? He bring you back down to earth, but you'll never get that with a simp. He right there with you. Let's talk about relationships, right? This happened on YouTube, HD. This happened on YouTube. That's why I'm sick of people saying YouTube ain't real life, because y'all real and you in Dallas and you wherever, so YouTube is real life, right? One of the biggest simps in the YouTube space got caught cheating on his girl on YouTube, got exposed. Now, y'all, we see it all the time. These guys are champion women when they wrong, giving false information, false stats, everything, right? But your man, if he your man and he an honorable man, he ain't moving emotional. He not jumping on just any woman out there in the street. You know why? Because that's my girl and I made a vow to her. Right? But the dudes that's a simp is just like a female that's not grounded. Right? That's not a lady. Right? Ooh, I'm in this mood. I like her. I like him. I like her. Right? I like them. And then what happens, right? When they continue to go through this cycle throughout their life of dating, you look up, God damn it, right? Your high school graduation was 30 years ago.
Did you hear what I said?
It was 30 years ago. You can't turn sideways in them pictures like you used to. Right? And because your mind has been conditioned, not just by the simp, but your choice of men, and then you want a real one, it's too late. Ain't this what y'all see going on in the streets? Oh, he was a fuckboy. A fuckboy is a simp. A fuckboy is a simp. He with you, he with her, you a roster. It benefits you in the moment. And once y'all realize that life is not just that moment you're in, it's all the moments. But you know, what do I know?
You gotta get the cap. I'm just some guy on YouTube. Like that part right there. Like that should be your slogan, Uncle Rick. What do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube.
Hey, you got the t-shirts, print them up. Put them on the website, bro.
For real. For real. Yeah. That was an interesting point that that an F boy is also a simp. I think that's definitely needed to be explained to these young dudes out here. You giving your seed away just because you feel like it's going to be satisfying to you, but that means that you don't have self-control. That's what that means.
Why you throw that on an F boy, giving your seed away? Is that in your definition of F boy? Is somebody that just has random kids back? You know what I mean?
I ain't say kids, but he just out here just.
Well, I mean, throwing your seed away, right? You're throwing. If he's just skeeting up in anything, so is that a part of your definition of an F boy? I mean, I know that could be a component, but that's something an F boy might do. But
if I gave a holistic definition, I would say F boy is a dude that just want to misuse women's time, and he knows it. Like he know that he don't have no intention to her. You know what I'm saying?
And to expound, we got to start acting like these dudes that's moving out here is not putting on the arguments the ladies say, because they got to. They true, because I've seen it in real life where guys, you one way but then you another way when you were hurt, right? Like stop. And it's a proponent, right? It's a proponent. But like I said, man, these dudes, let's stop acting like they don't lie to chicks, that niggas ain't lying. Like this one chick might think she the only chick and such, whatever, right? Is there some dudes out there like that? Yes, because I know everybody want to squeeze into the minority. But out in this game, the majority of dudes is lying. They ain't putting it all on the hip. They ain't telling the girl he with, he got a girl at home, because let's keep it a bean if we're going to talk about it now.
And they like to say how they don't trick. You know what I'm saying? They tricking and they lying. You know what I'm saying? So if we keeping it a bean, like you wonder, like, man, how he pulling that? He lying, he dirty macking, he tricking. Like he doing everything that we in the bro code is saying don't do. He doing all of
it. You know what, D? If you look at it and you twist it and look at it from a different direction, in that case, the women would be the simps this time when it comes to the F boys, because they're giving out what they want to give out in hopes of getting what they want versus the simp, because they're looking for relationships, but they control the sex. And if you look at it the other way, the other guy controls the relationship and she controls the sex, but she's not getting a relationship from the F boy.
Dwayne, what you thinking?
Please unmute so I can hear this.
For the first time, I'm gonna say I disagree, Mr. Lost in Translation. I think they're getting the power from the man. From a psychological standpoint, because once the role is reversed, they now are in a different space where now they are the men, right? And they could get the power from the men just because the men are being simple. Just because they're being simple, they're not complex enough to know what the game is of that woman. So because they give it up, I think that's through seduction, because I think that's you know what, as a matter of fact, I wonder what the percentage of us for dudes just sleeping with ugly chicks, just to sleep with ugly chick, right? There's a category we done created, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And there is an ugly dumb category too now that has been created. So I wonder how many guys are just sitting there just shooting at the ugly dumb ones just because they're fish in the barrel.
A lot of them.
A lot of them, Dwayne.
A lot of them, right? Because that goes, that goes to what you were saying, Prototype. It's like you can't get mad at the wolves for going after the
Man,
paraplegics too.
y'all seen Paternity Court and Maury, man. Let's keep it a bean, bro. Like, come on, man. Y'all know it. Don't nobody want to say it though, because then you got to see the truth, and once you see the truth, you can't unsee that shit. It's ugly out here. I'm
I
gonna tell
see.
y'all, it's ugly out here.
It's income tax time, baby. They finna rack them up. What you mean? This is the perfect time to see them.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Like,
come on now. Don't act like you don't know. This
I'm
is the
just saying
perfect
though, people.
time.
What killed me is people act like they don't be knowing though. That's the weird. It's like,
Cause
like,
Valentine's Day is the secure day. That's when you finna see everybody in Walmart. They finna buy everything up. Going to
man,
Walmart on the 13th, in between the 13th and 14th.
them
Everything.
them Chevy
for-
It
Impalas.
is pretty
Don't say-
interesting though, isn't it? That there's so many things that's brought up, but there's very few people in relationships.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
So-
Yo,
really
them 07 Malibus and them 07 Impalas about the
They
man.
finna hit the street and get on my nerves. They finna get on my nerves while I'm at work. I think I should have changed my schedule so quick. I forgot what time I was in. But baby, it's
Listen.
the new car season. What them things the elbows for to be poking, and I'm finna be extra mad because they get too close to my ride. Yeah, so it's about to get ugly.
But
Baby,
this
they finna
lady, I don't
good.
know if y'all, it's this lady. Listen, Ash, it's this lady. She may be from England. Maybe y'all seen her. I don't know. Pretty lady. She's so she's white, but she talks about women a lot. And the one thing that she said that was interesting, because y'all talking about ugly women, and Prototype was talking about they be held accountable. Robert talking about they're loyal. She said that ugly dudes at least have. She said ugly dudes at least have OnlyFans and things of that nature. She said ugly women have the hardest time in life, is what she said.
I would like to interject. Ugly dude with no money got the hardest time. What is she talking about?
She's saying because he can still go to stores, he can go on the internet, he can still fulfill himself, right? That's what she was saying. I'm just telling you what she said. She said that she's a psychologist, and so she's been around for a moment, and she said that ugly women have it the hardest, is what she said, based on her experience. So, hey, listen, y'all talking about they loyal, and y'all talking about they getting theirs. There's somebody out there that did some research said the study shows otherwise. So
I can kind of disagree with that because income tax time show you everything. I'm telling you, go in Walmart and just look at the people at the counters in the lines, baby. When I say there was a little bitty skinny dude with this big girl, she wasn't shapely, she wasn't looking in the face, she had no makeup on and nothing like that. Baby, she got 3 baskets. She had one for the food. She had the kids' toys. And he gonna look at me talk about, hey, I'm finna run to the house real quick. No, you don't, baby. You can't get that. This tax money. This tax money sold up. Them kids got that. I don't know what you talking about, baby. Can't spend a lot. Cause that card looks new and it's shining and don't have no scratches on it. And I know what y'all done did. Y'all done got part of the little tax loan, and she done got her little check. You done got your little piece of check. Y'all finna ball live. I'm telling you. I sees it too many times on the bus because I'll never forget the day I was doing my taxes and the lady was sitting over there talking about, yeah, when we get this back, you're not taking me to no drive-through, baby. We going to sit down and eat. I looked, I said, oh.
Like every drive-through place typically has somewhere to sit down and eat. So I don't.
No, she was meaning. You know what she was meaning? She meaning no McDonald's, no Popeyes, no nothing like
What
that.
you
She wanted to
mean?
go eat.
Like we going inside is what she's saying.
No. She was saying it wasn't none of that low budget stuff.
What you about to
Crab
say?
legs for everybody today. You
Dwayne,
know what I'm
Dwayne
saying?
was about to say something. So Dwayne, what you about to say?
Crab legs for everybody. It really is tax season.
Yeah, 4 pounds at Kroger for $30.
Shoot.
It was something y'all said earlier, like Rick, especially you and Prototype. I just was sitting here thinking, I'm like, yo, simps hang with other simps. So they just keep simping, you know? And I think I don't know what the female version of simp is, but like they simps too.
The sisterhood.
And they simp each other. You know, I was just sitting here thinking, like, they just, because I don't got simps around me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if they came around me, like my energy would it would dominate them and they wouldn't want to be around me. They'd be like, yo, I can't be around, he too much. No, I'm not too much. I'm just a real nigga. I'm just a man. Like I stand at the urinal when I use the bathroom. You see what I'm saying? And so like, you know, so they talking about the benefit. I think the benefit is canceled out because niggas simp because they really can't get it. And so they pay for it. And then women allow themselves to be simped. And they call themselves, you know, bad chicks when they really just bag ladies. They just go from dude to dude, and they add to their body count, and then they get to me, and then they woe out, and then wonder why I don't want them, you know. And then I'm the type of dude that's gonna tell you to your face, you've been simped. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you woe out, you woe through, and your value is low. And so you get mad at a nigga like Kevin Samuels when he just identified your symptomizations. You know what I'm saying? You know, your immunization records show that you've been simped, you've been poked, you know. And so I don't know. I just was thinking about it when y'all was talking about if simps hang together, they don't hang around me. So
that's a good point. You know, so I guess I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna ask a question. I said it on the show yesterday. Like when I was at the at my place of employment, I was talking to the women and telling them about the podcast that I was going to be having on Sunday. And I said the topic is going to be, you know, how to hold women accountable. And the first thing they said was, "What about the men? When y'all gonna talk about the men?" And I was like, "Nah, I mean we good." I said, "I don't understand why y'all just gonna go to that." I say, "Y'all didn't even ask me about why." You didn't even say, you know, that sounds like a good topic. It was automatically it was the negative of it, right? And so I began to have this conversation among, I think it was 9 women in the room. I'm the only dude, right? And I told them, I said, listen, we can have this conversation. I'm not afraid of none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so so I'm like, I'm gonna tell you the issue that y'all have. And the reason why y'all struggle with dating and why y'all think the way y'all think about men. And I told him, I said, it's really y'all. Y'all don't really have an internal moment to say, what is it about me? Because you're so quick to say that somebody else. When we talk about this all the time, well, I know I've been saying this for a while, that women dictate the dating pool. Like the reason why people go out on dates is because the woman said yes. So you get to determine what type of dude is going on the date. And then you talk about that the dating pool is trash when you're the one that's making the dates. So I'm just saying to say that I don't think that they've had a man in their space to let them know exactly what's going on with them. And so they look at me and tell me that I'm misogynistic, right? Or they'll tell me that I have my nerve or I'm a jerk, XYZ, similar to that, right? And so I think that's why it's important for us as dudes that as we transition, you know, that have the masculine energy, if you will, to talk to men and women about what that looks like and how they need to be operating, right? Because anybody can get it. I mean, like I tell them, I said, if I'm talking to a woman, I'm telling her about herself. If I'm talking to a man, I'm gonna tell him about himself. Why do I need to tell the opposite sex about the other if I'm talking directly to you, right? So we got to kind of get out of the way of saying that somebody else is the reason why I'm not getting to where I need to get to, right? That's my little soapbox. As we transition, this is my question. What percentage of men are masculine? Just give me a number. I'm gonna let you think. You're gonna give me a number, and then I'm gonna ask a follow-up question. Okay. So we'll start with you, Prototype. What percentage would you say?
Um, 30% is ringing in my head. That's all I can give it.
No worries. Stay with that. Lost in
Yeah.
translation.
20%.
Robert.
I think it's lower than that, 10%.
Dang. Uncle Rick.
Damn.
I'm just thinking about my, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at my shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, damn. throughout my lifetime.
Sure.
God damn. About 10%.
Ash.
1 out of 10. 1 out of 10.
For sure. I'm gonna stay with your percentage. I'm gonna follow up with a question. Ash.
Prototype took mine. I was gonna give just a little hope of 30%. That's where I'm gonna stick with.
Okay, Dwayne.
I'm gonna go with 35%. 35%.
Okay.
Too much
Now I
hope.
don't know. I don't know, obviously, but just based on for me, because I'm including like 18 to any male that I consider in the adulthood, right? And I've been around high schoolers as well as I've been a youth pastor before, and I've mentored dudes as well. My number that came to mind was like 25%. Yeah, what I'm thinking is about 25%. And I think that's kind of high as I'm looking over the grand scheme scape of what's going on out there though. And so my follow-up question is, what is masculinity? So if we're saying that this percentage is low, let's put a description of what that is so that hopefully the person that is a simp can see, okay, that ain't me, and the people that are dealing with simps will be like, you know what, that ain't what it is that I need based on the previous information that's given. And so right now, for the last couple minutes that we're here, we're just gonna have a dialogue. So whoever wants to go first, whoever wants to talk, it's on you. What is masculinity?
For me, it's a standard of integrity that plays a huge role, right? That's what necessarily makes you masculine. And I don't want to just throw that out there, but because women can have some integrity, but that's even a smaller percentage. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a standard of integrity, right? Somebody that's like not going to it don't got nothing to do with your stature. It's more so like I'm the person who's really taking care of their community, right? The person who's not budging on the standard of living, right? It's the person who's really dedicated, you know what I'm saying, or disciplined. It's like integrity, discipline, like those things that pair up, you know what I'm saying, is what makes a person masculine, you know. So I know a lot of guys like that, but I know a whole lot more that's not. So I can't really be like, um, yeah, there's not a lot of guys like that. And I don't want to make this about women, like we're not talking about that. But yeah, it's integrity and it's discipline for me is what makes a man masculine.
Okay, who's next?
And I think it's about being well-rounded. I like what you said about integrity, but it's like for me, like masculinity, like you just good at the basics. Like you just do the basic stuff. You wake up with purpose. You go work your little job, come back. You invest in your community. You invest in your family if you got one. And the reason why my percentage is so low is because like I grew up thinking certain dudes was masculine. Come to find out they messing with kids. Come to find out they done did a gender change. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even know until because at that age I'm thinking everybody who walk like me, like we the same. But like you've been hiding that joint, and like you changed up on me. And so, like when you hide it, I think that, so now I'm older and like the percentage drops. It could be 25, it could be 30%. But the 25, 30% that I thought we were at, like even they changed up. And so I think, when you're masculine, I think again, it just goes back to just doing the basic stuff. I love what you said, Prototype. Like you ain't got to like, it's not about stature, it ain't about like height, it ain't about muscles, you know what I'm saying? But it's just being cognizant of being able to do like a lot of everything. Like, can you change brakes? Do you know how to change a light bulb? Do you understand that you need to change your filters every 60 days? Like, do you pay your bills on time? Do you stand on your truth? Are you accountable? You know, are you in a space where you not gonna a first thing that come to your mind is a lie? Like, are you just good at the basic stuff? And personally, like, if you just can't do the basic stuff right, like if you could look at a person in their face and just flat out lie, like if you can look at a person and like at this stage in our lives, I think everybody on this pod is like older than 30. Like if you got to bring your representative on day 2, like I think that's a form of like lack of masculinity. You're not sure of yourself. You got insecurities you need to deal with. Then you start saying stupid stuff like, you know, I'm still dealing with the little boy in me. Nah, that ain't masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Like how you got people like 30, 35, 40 years old talking about I'm still dealing with the little boy I never dealt with. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that people don't have traumas and triggers, but like I was always raised to think that your traumas and your triggers are not an excuse for lack of self-control. You know, it's not an excuse for you to get out of character. It's not an excuse for you to get off your principle, to get off your standard. And like, you know, it's simple things like your yes is yes and your no is no. And if you don't have the capacity to do that, you know, I personally feel like you're missing the male gene, you're missing the masculinity gene. And like if you scared to stand on what that look like, retrain. You know what I'm saying? Retrain.
Masculinity to me is, if we break it down to the bare essentials, in my opinion, is responsibility. It's responsibility, right? When it comes to honor, you understand you're responsible for your words, right? When it comes to your wife, you understand why you're not responsible for her feelings. You are responsible for how you have yourself be seen by her, if that makes sense, right? Knowing at the end of the day, I tell y'all all the time, it's always our fault. They lie, they smile and say, oh no, it's always our fault. They might not say it with their mouth, but if a woman up under you and it goes bad, you're going to get blamed. It's simply what it is. I'm responsible for me and mine. That's what masculinity is to me. Right?
Yeah, so far, like integrity, discipline, responsibility. That's what I've heard so far, and to me, that is what makes a man masculine. There's a video I saw, and there's a little kid just riding his bike, and a bear was about to rush him, and out of nowhere, this dude just popped up on the scene, and he started walking towards the bear. He spread his arms out, and he started walking towards the bear. And I look at that, I'm like, man, that's a real one right there, because it's easy to run. It's easy to run, but that dude saw there was a responsibility that he had to protect that young kid that didn't know what was going on. Now I look at it from the standpoint of how many men are out there who are willing, like a first responder, right? They see a sign of danger and they run to it. They see someone in distress and they go to it. They gravitate to it. They don't run away from it. They see conflict and they run towards it. Not in the sense of conflict where they're the ones starting it. They want to be a part of something to de-escalate, to make a better out of a situation. That's what I consider a masculine man is. They see a situation, they see someone in distress, they see someone that needs help, and they're willing to step in and basically, there's no greater love than to put your life or lay your life down for a friend or a brother, right? So I think that's the discipline, that's the honor, that's the responsibility that men have, or masculine men have, to whenever they see someone is in the face of danger or approaching danger or could be in danger, to step up, right? Just step up, despite whatever challenges may be, despite whatever damage may come their way, they're willing to be brave and step into it. So for me, a masculine man is one who, despite whatever the danger may be, he sees a responsibility, he sees a duty, and he steps up and he stands up.
Stands up and duty. Gotcha. Anyone else?
I say it's one to have a strong backbone. You know, he ain't willing to be in where he don't need to be in. Cause I agree with the whole panel. include no prototype over there. But I agree with everything, because to me is a man that you don't really see is like a man that ain't scared to go out there and go get it, even if he like this is really gonna show my age. Scrap metaling. Like you see some scrap metal, you know, hey, I'm short right here. Kids need some. Put some cans together. Hey, go get this. You know, it's somebody that not really hustle, but doing stuff the, I guess you would say, legal way, and be a provider, because that's what I saw. Cutting yards, doing odds and ends. Tidying the house. I don't mean tidying the house isn't clean. I'm talking about like do a little paint, or if you see something on the house that need to be fixed, do stuff like that. Because that's what I did see growing up, and that's, to me, is like a man, but it's a man that's phased out. So my opinion's kind of shifted now, because that's not something you see. Because more guys now is in that, oh, I'll pay for somebody to do that. I can pay to get that done. I know such and such that can do that. So to me, a masculine man really is what everybody said, but has a strong backbone and is not afraid to go do whatever he needs to do to get the extra money if need be. Legal. Legal. Let me put that word on there. Legal.
Yeah, absolutely. Did anybody wanted to add?
No, you know,
Yeah,
we're
let me
gonna
go
make
ahead and
that
go.
money legal or not.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You better mind your business.
You know what? It's everything you guys said. It's like what Dwayne said earlier. Masculinity rushes to a problem. You know what I mean? Because I've seen too many people run away from the issues, but masculinity steps it up and say, if nobody else do, I'll do. Masculinity also has a code, like Prototype said. You know what I mean? You have to have a code of ethics. If you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. You know what I'm saying? It's what you do when nobody else is looking. You know what I mean? And also masculinity is caring as well too. And I don't think a lot of times people actually put that into perspective, because in order for you to protect, you actually have to care. You see what I'm saying? And what happens is a lot of times people like to think masculinity is bruising and brooding. You know what I mean? When actually masculinity is actually love. Because think about it. Love is what drives you to do basically anything you need to do. You know what I mean? Say, for instance, just like that guy had a love for that child when he saw that bear. You know what I mean? He threw out, every fear that he had. Pretty sure he still was afraid, but he didn't let the bear know it. He didn't let the kid know it, but he still did what he had to do. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times when people hear the word masculinity, they don't think of love. But actually, in all actuality, masculinity is the ultimate love. You see what I'm saying? Because you're laying down your life for someone that you care about in regards to what you have to do to make it happen. Because masculinity also listens to those who's around and makes adjustments. You see what I'm saying? To make sure that everybody feels heard. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to that man, that masculine man, who has the ability to make sure that everyone is safe, even though they may not be safe in their own emotions. They may not be safe in their own feelings. And then the thing about it is a masculine man makes sure that everybody, feels a level of safety. You know what I mean? And most guys know when they're around somebody who knows how to handle business, they already know, I don't have to fear this man. I fear those who get in the way of this man. You see what I'm saying? Especially if that man loves you. So at the end of the day, I think that masculinity in itself, a great component is love.
I disagree.
Tell me how.
You don't say.
I ain't said it to show yet. That's all.
That's
That was
crazy.
rich.
That was. He said, because I haven't said it to the show yet. That's true, man. You got to do that shirt right there, Prototype. I disagree. Absolutely.
I buy it.
No, actually, though, I don't think love is a part of masculinity, though. But
So, have you heard of a man named Jesus?
It's complicated. It's complicated.
Hold on, real quick. Let me ask him a question. Have you
yeah,
ever heard of him?
I just think love and masculinity are separate. I don't think they go together.
But you even said it's a part of responsibility.
I didn't say
You also said integrity.
I said integrity, discipline. I like the code of ethics. Yeah, but I don't think I don't think
I
love
could have
is a
sworn
part
you
of it.
said responsibility.
He
No.
did.
The,
He did.
Unc might have said it. Unc might have said it.
Unc said it?
I didn't say responsibility, but I did
Okay.
say like integrity, discipline. I like the code of ethics. I throw that in there. You know what I mean? But
Okay, got you. So then, if that's the case, why would an individual, masculine dude, want to have high integrity? Why would he want to be disciplined? Why would he want to do those things?
just self respect
Self-respect for who?
himself,
For why though?
because he has self respect for himself.
But there's a
I mean,
reason.
so like
There's a
I would.
reason why an individual cares
Well,
about themselves, though.
I mean, because maybe he did a lot of work on himself to be like,
But
no,
why
I'm
though?
worth. Like, so for instance, I used to do security, and
Yeah.
at some point, I just got in too many. I was getting in too many fights doing that security job, and I
Why
was
were
just
you
like,
getting into fights?
because I'm security.
Why? What? And
I
what?
was
Why?
a
What
bouncer.
does security?
I
And
was
what
a,
does security do?
I was a bouncer, right? So
Yeah.
like,
What does security do?
I got people up out of there.
Why?
Regardless of that,
No, listen to what I'm
regardless,
saying.
regardless
You
of,
walking down my lane, bro. Is what I'm telling you.
but listen
Because
though,
you
I
were
mean,
taking
I
care
stopped
of
doing it
people, right? But
for a reason.
before though, you were taking care of people because you wanted them to be safe. You cared
Oh no,
about
that's not why I was
yeah,
doing that.
I saw that coming.
That's not why I
that's
was
what
doing
that.
that.
Listen, that's the ultimate reason. The ultimate reason you wanted some money, right? You wanted a job.
No,
However, your job description was
no,
about you caring. Okay.
I did it for fun.
Okay, then I mean you still cared though, bro.
No, I didn't. I ain't care nothing about the club.
It,
I ain't care nothing about the people in the club. It was hanging out with friends and getting paid to hang out. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. It had
okay.
nothing to do because I was already an engineer at that point. You know what I'm saying? I was really just doing it because I was like, it's fun to do. I'll go do it, get paid to do it. But the self-respect for myself, like, man, my brain is worth too much to be out here getting like fighting these people in the club. I lead a club, and you know, what I mean, they're mad because I throw them out. They come stab me up, shoot me, whatever. Oh, that's the dude, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, my brain's too expensive.
Prototype, look at it this way. Look at it this way. You loved yourself enough.
Yeah.
You loved yourself enough not to stay in that particular situation, right?
Right.
Checkmate.
Hey, be gentle.
But I just don't. It's not like I just don't think it's like I believe in love. I just don't think love and masculinity go hand in hand.
I understand you don't think so. Doesn't mean that you're right. Okay. So what I'm saying is, if you have self-care, self-love, that means that you're at least loving one person, which is yourself, right? And the ultimate reason why you want to take care of yourself, Maslow's law, is so that you can take care of somebody else. The reason why, so you can take care. If you're able to take care of yourself, then that means you can take care of somebody else. That's Maslow's law. That's a hierarchy of it. If you go check it out, okay, Mr. Engineer, right?
I'm just saying, just because I can take care of myself, don't mean I want to take care.
That wasn't my statement.
Everything I do is selfish. I'm selfish, so I mean, it is what it is.
All of us are selfish, but you take care of your kids, though,
because that's my legacy.
Exactly. So you love them.
It's my legacy.
So you take care of yourself, so they can be taken care of. That's a part of the legacy.
Yeah,
man, absolutely. I love when you walk down my lane, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm far from it.
It's a layup. It's a layup for real. I got one last. Dwayne, did you have something to say?
No.
For sure. You know, I have one last question. We're gonna be out of here. This is good. Does anybody have a question, comment, or response before we hit this last question? I think this is where I want to go. How can a simp turn into a masculine man? Go ahead, Dwayne.
I'll jump in on this one first. Boy, once he gets that heart broken and he hits that gym like they've been talking about, once he realized that he was a simp and then he gets in there and start putting in work on himself, oh boy, once he figure out that they lumberjacks, bro, they cut you down, and then guess what? You gotta dig in, plant those roots, and build yourself up again. Man, ain't nothing more promising than whenever you found out that you've been played like a fiddle. You've been played, right? Ain't nothing more humbling than that. And then you get in there and you hit the gym and you start working on your body. You might be ugly in the face, but get your body right. Get you a couple of plus points, and then you start working on your intelligence. Oh man, tell me about the sky and the limits, boy. I tell you, ain't. But first, he need to get his heart broken enough. That's just
what an interesting statement. Interesting statement. Anybody else? What you got?
I think you gotta hate simping to change. Like I tell people all the time, you won't change nothing that you don't hate about yourself. And so, like, you get around enough regular dudes that aren't simping, if I could say it that way, and then you see like the energy that they carry, and you see the results from what that look like, and you say one is not like the other. I mean, naturally, because of the competition that men have, ego that men have, like when you really want to be in that lane, you kind of say, man, something about me ain't like that. And I kind of want to live like that. And so you look at the example of what that looks like and you start doing what they do. And then, in some respects, like my man Dwayne said, you get tired of breaking your own heart. You get tired of wasting money. You get tired of wasting time. You get tired of I think Prototype, well, no, you didn't say this. I think you said this, Humble Dad. You get tired of wasting your seed, putting it aimlessly in places that don't really care about you like that. There comes a point in time in all men's life where they really start to value and protect the thing that, that matters most to them. I tell people all the time, the little bit I have means so much. And I think simping is a thing that you subscribe to when you ain't lost enough. And so when you get to a space where I don't want to lose no more unnecessarily, I don't want to give up things anymore unnecessarily. And then you take on the concept of not being so much selfish like y'all were talking about, but self-interested. So self-interested in the form of, your productivity, your time, what you put your hands to. I think in short, it's just about making a choice. And you don't got to be a simp. You really don't. You just got to want better for yourself. And I think once you do that, and once you understand your value and your worth, now you climb up the ladder, like Lost in Translation said. You go from the 2 to the 4, the 4 to the 6, and at some point, you've become a high value man. You make 6 figures. You got a little bit of muscles. You done lost a little bit of weight, and and now you're dating 8s and 9s and stuff like that. And they're intelligent. Dwayne said that earlier. Fine and smart. So it's a choice, and then it's a process.
The only way you can do it, delete yourself. The other word, but I can't say it on YouTube. Because you got to kill the mental version of yourself. And people don't understand it. Look, listen, this is what I can tell y'all, because I ain't got a lot of y'all. See, what's going to happen is you're going to lose everybody around you, because now you stand on something and they judge you off the version of the man that you were, not that you're trying to become. Right? Because your mama, she was able to control you because she knows she the one who raised you. Right? So when you become your own man and you go against the teachers and they see it, right? Then your relationship get froggy. Right? You can't hang with your brothers and sisters no more. Why? Because they reinforce your behavior, because y'all grew up together. You got to kill your life. I don't be lying to you, Humble Dad. Didn't I tell you that's what I was? It's lonely at the top, baby. Y'all don't hear me? It's lonely at the top.
Who got next? Okay, go ahead.
Uncle Rick right there when he said kill yourself, well, kill your old mindset, because I do think that you do need to reprogram and unlearn some of the behaviors, because if your mama trained you up to be a certain way and to cater to her needs, you're gonna have to delete that, because once you get a wife and you actually get your own family, then you have to satisfy that household. You can't satisfy 2 households because you're gonna be split. You're gonna be tired, you're gonna be drained and wore out. in a sense. But I do agree with Uncle Rick there. You got to reprogram that mind, because your mind frame that you got currently is not going to work for you to go forward and start simping.
That's what's up. Is that everybody?
Yeah, my bad. I did want to jump in there.
Go ahead.
Robert said something that piqued my interest there, because I think it's not just women that we simp after as men. I think we simp after what's popular, and I think that's also to our detriment too, right? So I think there's so if I look at it from the perspective of, there's something causing us to become simple, and I think, to me, the opposite of simple is complex. And I think in the simplicity, we just go after our human nature, right? So we see like flashy, we want that, and flashy could be for women and for men, right? So when we look at these rap videos and we look at these celebrities, right, they're flashy, and we want that. So it doesn't matter whether you're male or female. If you are not working and focusing on yourself and being a better and the best version of yourself, like you are simping. You're trying to turn yourself into, you're trying to turn something that's original into a copy. If I could put it the best way that I can, you're turning something that is original, and you're just basically just emulating what you see around you, and that makes there's nothing special about you at that point and at that juncture. So whether it's the whole culture, it could go both ways, right? Our pop culture now doesn't talk about marriage. So how can we sit here, and male or female, and wonder why it is that this popular culture that's around us, that we're chasing after? It's by design. So I think that's what's creating simps, is that the popular culture and just typical human nature. They're playing on it, and we buying it. That bait is out there, and we biting it. So it takes one being emotionally aware of themselves and mentally aware of where their grounding is and where they would like to go in order for them to overcome it, male or female.
That's what's up. And I'll add before we get out of here, I would say one of the ways to change a simp into a masculine man is one for young men, older men to get around masculine men, meaning you need to be mentored by individuals that have a plan, right? You need to seek out people that are being productive, men that are being productive in the field that you would like, or in a position that you would like to be in. Meaning, like, if you want to be married, then you should seek the counsel of dudes that are married. If you want to be an electrician, you should seek out men that are electricians. If you want to be a scholar, then you should seek out those men. When I was doing my dissertation, that's what I did. I sought out Black businesses that had been sustainable past 5 years, to find out what they did well and how did they do it and why did they do it and what was their circle like, what was the money like, and things of that nature, so that I would also be able to learn and also do those things in which I wanted to do well at. Same thing when I started the podcast. I wanted to be a better dad, so I started interviewing dads, and because I began to interview dads, I ended up interviewing like over 100 dads, and Rick being one of those, and just learning and listening, and to be able to, and learning, okay, this is what I'm missing. Let me pull from what he just said, and let me implement this. And it doesn't have to be everything overnight. Just one thing that person tells you in the conversation that you have will make the difference. Get your mentor. I think everybody should have a mentor. Everybody should have an accountability partner, and then everybody should have somebody that they're teaching to get better as well. Disciple, recycle the cycle, right? And also, I do believe that there is a scheme to take a position of having masculine men be gone, because because of that means that people are unprotected, right? People are undisciplined. People are not concerned with others, right? That's that love factor. You know what I'm saying? Prototype can disagree with me. I'm cool with that. But there has to be, men have to love, in my estimation, in order for there to be productivity. Because if we don't care about the world around us, if we don't care about our legacy, then why would we do any of the things that we do? Why would we choose to come on a podcast to talk about masculine and simp culture if we don't care about the race of people that is in our space and even in these YouTube spaces where people say things are not real? Right? It's crazy to me, you know. And I appreciate y'all time all the time, because I get to learn. I don't speak much on here, but when I do, it's because I heard something that y'all said that sparked something for me and make me want to do better and be better, you know. And so the goal, as usual, is to make people better, make people think, and in the interim, make myself be better and make myself think, you know. So I think I put everybody that sent me their social media, I put in the chat. I think there was somebody else that, shout out to whoever, I can't remember who it was. There was somebody else in the chat that was giving out y'all social media. Real quick, before we get out of here, you know, give me a takeaway and then what people can find you. Oh, we had 958 for those that don't know. We had 958, you know, for those that don't do math fast, that's 42 more to get to 1,000. And then I think we need 2,000 more hours for watch time to be monetized. But the first starts with at least hitting the free button called subscribe. Right? So we're gonna do this takeaway. Hey, we're gonna start with you, Dwayne, then we're gonna work our way up. What's the takeaway? Where can they find you?
Takeaway today is simping is easy. Not to be confused with pimping ain't easy. But no, simping is real easy. It's real easy, but it's real dissatisfactory. Or it will leave you very, very unhappy because you're gonna get played at the end of the day. That's my takeaway. You can find me at DwayneJonesPhotography.com.
That's a bit Ash on you.
Okay, my biggest takeaway is don't encourage simp behavior. Call it out. How about that one? And you can find me on IG. Ooh, boy, I swear if I ever meet Prototype real life, we're going to have to square up. And that's going to be a real fight. But yeah, don't encourage simp behaviors when I see simp behaviors. And you can find me on IG at 360 Diva. Everything else will be linked. I'm going to stop being lazy and tag everything. So one to spill over to the other.
That's what's up. Uncle Rick on you.
I got nothing. You can check me out here on YouTube at RDubs. I'm doing a total revamp, so we'll be back over there working on graphics and stuff right now. Shit, I don't know, man. I ain't got nothing, man. Y'all take care of yourself. Love the ones who love y'all, man. Another day is a good day.
Absolutely. Robert, on you.
I think at some point we all had symptoms, and you don't have to be that way. You know, when you hate it, you'll change it, and then you don't turn back to it. You can follow me on at the check-in IG at Give Me a Second Podcast on IG, and at RA Media Productions and Podcasts on YouTube. Love y'all.
That's a bet. Lost on you.
What I took away from today is do not be transformed, do not conform to this world, but be do not transform yourself to this world, but renewing of your mind. You know what I'm saying? And don't do what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? Carve your own path. You know what I mean? Be a masculine man. Don't fall predator to being a simp. Sometimes you have to redo what has been done to you. You see what I'm saying? And make sure that you go down the path that's fruitful, because being a simp is fruitless. You see what I'm saying? You always can catch me here on Lost in Translation Podcast, also on Humble Dash channel, and as well on Black Man Unfiltered as well, and also on Instagram. Thank you.
That's a bet. Prototype on you.
Man, you can catch me YouTube, Humble Dad Podcast, Prototype Kingdom Podcast, Prototype Kingdom on the IG, TikTok. Ain't nothing going to change in the world. People are who they are. You know, simps are simps. Wolves, sheep, shepherds. It don't matter any advice we give to the world, because people going to be who they are. And yeah, keep it moving, man.
Your taglines for the show. Hey, listen, man. In Prototype, I love you, man. You bring the heat for sure.
Oh yeah, no. Y'all better go get Robert on that. Ugly girls are loyal. Y'all better go get him. I'm talking to the chat. I'm talking to the women the podcast.
They need
y'all
love
better
too.
get him just like y'all ate me up. Talk about
I love them.
see what I'm saying?
I got all the love for him in the world.
Ugly girls are loyal.
Listen, and
right?
left her too. She was loyal, and then he left her. You see that?
Air hugging them. You feel me? I'm air hugging them. You feel me?
That's what them filters and that makeup on. That's what he talking about. The filter.
That what he?
Yeah, that's what he.
Hey, that's hilarious. Hey, I don't know if y'all know, but Lost in Translation had what was it? I can't remember what you were talking about. You talking about single moms on TikTok that went to 14.8 thousand views over there.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Shout out to you, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, we out here. Deuces.
The boy is dangerous.
Bad feeling about this. You don't seem to understand something.
The thing that I like most about being a dad is that I see that I'm about to impact the world.